Welcome back to Shoujo, where we have the final episode of Angelic Layer upon us. What's going to happen? Who's going to win?
We did it.
So much waterworks.
We got through it. 26 episodes.
Oh,
who thought?
We
did it.
Freaking did it. We did it.
That's right.
We did it. Yeah. What's the Dora song?
That is the Dora song. Yes.
We only recorded the previous episode a few days ago. Haven't gotten around to
recording the illusion.
Damn it.
You gotta be like, what have you been doing this week?
Okay.
It definitely hasn't been 2 days.
Joe. What a week it's been since we last talked.
I know. God. What a long one.
So much has happened. I mean,
yeah, crazy.
Where do I start?
You believe it's already May?
I know. Oh, wild.
Where did the time go?
It went into me playing for Horizon Forbidden West some more.
Yeah.
And that's like
you beat it.
No. No. Not at all. No, this is the second one. So I'm like 15 hours. No, maybe like 20 hours in. I don't think I'm that far though.
Out of how many?
I have no idea.
I'm going to look up. Do you want me to look it up for you?
Sure. I'm going to guess at least 80 hours, hopefully. I don't know. Maybe not that much. How much should I spend in the last one?
Hopefully 80 hours. Okay, so do you want the main story, the completionist?
Completionist.
Well, good news, because completionist is 88 and a half hours.
Oh, damn, I'm good. Okay, sweet. And I'm playing it out hard, too, which means it's going to take me longer to get stuff done. That's like the only thing I've been up to, I feel like.
During the whole week?
Yeah, I know.
The whole 7 days?
I worked. I slept. I haven't even gone to the dog park.
Wow.
I know.
Dire situation.
I haven't been to the dog park much lately at all. Maybe it's because it's heating up here, which means I am dying on the inside.
Yeah. Sounds bad.
Yeah. I know. How about you? What's...
Oh, I beat a game because I use my time wisely.
Okay.
I beat Persona 5 Tactica.
Okay.
The spin-off Persona game.
Thoughts? Should I play it?
I
haven't played any other. I have never
again?
played a Persona spin-off. I've not played any of your queues or your arenas. I do like Fire Emblem and stuff. I like those.
Yeah, okay. It's like that. It's pretty the gameplay is pretty alright. It kind of you kind of figure it out, and then it kind of is pretty easy.
I like the things I like Persona. I get to live my dream as an anime school student and date beautiful people. And there's bomb-ass music. Okay. Those are the things I like about it.
Well, the music is good.
And the UI.
The UI is all right. They got some fun UI transitions. But no, you don't get any of them.
Shoot. No girlfriends to pursue.
No, you don't do any of
Damn
that.
it.
Or you don't really get much of a the plot's kind of whatever. It really just centers around this new character that they introduce, Arena, and this one guy who's a politician.
Oh, we already had one of those in Persona 5 though.
And we did. But what if he was part of the main crew and was an old guy?
Oh, no. I guess maybe because no one's dateable, it's okay.
The storyline's very whatever because it all just centers on these two characters that were invented for this. And I'm well, I kind of want to see my favorite kids hang out.
Who's your favorite of your favorite
but not
kids?
That much. Who's my favorite of the Persona 5 cast? I haven't really thought of that.
I mean, Makoto's the one I romanced.
Has no personality because he's a voiceless.
Yeah. Which means it doesn't matter what your gender is, so you should be able to play as a girl.
Okay.
Just saying.
I don't... Ryuji, is that his name?
Yeah. He did
he's
track.
Okay. He just yells. Yeah. He does track. He kind of falls off in the first... I don't even remember what he does or what his deal is.
Some characters are definitely
Persona 5.
Only standouts because they're the only characters you have so far in the story.
Yeah. And then let's see. I like An. She's cool.
Yeah, she's fine.
She doesn't get treated super great though in the story.
It's kind of it's kind of sucky actually, her start.
Yeah, it's really
traumatizing in fact.
Up that her first palace thing is I keep getting sexualized in weird ways, and it's really annoying, and creepy guys are into me. And then the next arc is
her friend jumps off the roof.
Oh yeah, and her friend jumps off the roof. But then the second, immediately after that, they're oh, maybe we can we can distract Yosuke by getting him to draw you naked or something.
Right.
She's what?
That's right.
Why is that the next thing that happens? Come on.
That's
gross.
True.
I mean, she doesn't do it. She wears 1,000 t-shirts instead, which is very funny.
Well, how do we feel about
good for her?
Oh god, what's his name?
Yosuke's not that interesting. I don't
Kitty,
really like it.
kitty
He's
cat.
Okay. Oh, Morgana? I love Morgana.
Okay. More than the teddy
gremlin.
bear guy?
Teddy sucks. I hate
Or
Teddy.
what about oh god. Oh shit. What's his name? What's the dog's name from
Maru, something Maru.
Akimaru?
Akimaru, I don't know.
Something.
That,
Doggy
not
dog.
even a character.
No.
It's just a dog. It's just, hey, you have a dog on your team that can attack.
Yeah.
It's like, cool. Never put him on the team. I'm not letting a dog into my attack party.
Koromaru, maybe.
Koromaru.
Anyways,
anyway,
okay.
I guess it's either on or maybe I like Haru. She really didn't get anything to do. in the
She's super cute. I like how fluffy she is. Hair and
this
personality.
Game, she shoots a mortar.
Oh,
her
so
gun's
she's
like a big explosion.
right.
It's awesome.
What?
So that's cool. Makoto's a cop. I wish she wasn't a cop.
Her sister's gorgeous.
Her sister's hot. That's true.
Surprised she's
too
not
much
a
of a
romance
cop in this
option
game.
with how much adult options there are in Persona 5.
Yeah, like that, like the doctor who's crazy.
Yeah, and your
she's
freaking
cool.
teacher. Your teacher.
That one is kind of sus.
You didn't play Royal?
I did not play Royal.
Okay. I replayed for Royal when it came out on Steam.
It's like 90 hours. You played it again?
Yeah.
Dear God.
Well, I need
Dear
games that I
God.
could just play in Steam Deck, and that was one of them.
That's fair.
Lay in bed, listen to podcasts, and play that game.
Yeah, okay. I take it back. That's fine.
When they first revealed, or they first announced Persona 5 Royal, I was like, oh my god, they've added a female protagonist option. Praise the skies, but no.
You're
no.
so setting yourself up to be disappointed. Listen, I'm not convinced, Persona likes women all that much, to be honest.
Oh my god. If they don't freaking have a female protagonist in the next one, I am going to lose my shit.
Not going to hold my breath on that one. Have you seen the mod for Persona 3 Remake where they're trying to mod the female protagonist?
Oh. No. Interesting.
They did a replacement and it's kind of works, but I don't think
Kinda?
the routing and stuff doesn't.
Damn.
I mean the battle sequences.
I can't romance Ken again, the freaking 10-year-old.
Ken? I'm gonna ban you for playing. You're over here.
I did not. No, I did
You're over here giving.
I romanced Akihiko senpai, but I'm just saying he was a freaking option.
That guy's a nerd.
No, Ken was an option. It's insanity.
Yeah, there's really not any good guy options.
Scandal though. No, there is.
What, Junpei?
No, he's not an option because he's got the weird emo chick that she's into, Chidori.
Well, I mean, she's not really long for this world though.
But he carries her within him.
Dude, she's cool. She should have been a main character. What the heck?
No, the guy Shinji, who is there for a hot second. Yeah, the guy who ends up in the hospital.
With the beanie?
Yeah. So in the female route of Persona 3 Portable, if you do all his side stuff, he will not die and he'll just be in a coma instead. Much better ending.
Wow, great. We did it. We saved the city.
It's good, because I romanced him and his bestie Akihiko, so now he can never tell him that they're both seeing the same chick because he's in a coma.
I guess spoilers for Persona 3, but that game's old.
But I have some of the fan art I got in Japan is Shinji and the female protagonist, a little fan-made comic strip of them.
Yeah. I feel I never feel very strongly about any of the romance options you have in Persona. I feel none of them are that good.
Yeah, I never finished Persona 4 because I couldn't catch the kingfish, but I think I was around. You had to freaking fish in that game, and there's
there was a fishing mini game,
and there's you go to the shrine to get these side quests from the little Inari spirit or whatever, I think, and freaking I had to catch the big boss of the pond, and I could not catch him, so I just stopped playing.
Wow. Okay.
You know what? That's also why I stopped playing that Final Fantasy where they drive around in a car broing out, because there's fishing, and then I was like, okay, bye. So don't put.
I didn't. That doesn't surprise me. It doesn't surprise me that you don't like the bro guys trip Final Fantasy game.
I mean, the only one I finished is Crisis Core.
Thing.
And then I for a second, I played a good chunk of the one with lightning, but then my Xbox fell over and scratched the disc. And it was like one of those like 4-disc games. And I was like, no, I can never finish it now. And I'm not buying it again.
You should. That game's good.
Oh, I can't.
It's fun.
I can't do those anymore. It's like the driving force
Final
was
Fantasy
to see
VII,
the pretty. Like. Yeah, people keep telling me I should cosplay as Tifa. I'm like, I can't cosplay for a character I don't know. But apparently, because I always thought it was fucked up that freaking your homeboy Zach's girly is a romantic option for Cloud. Like, dude, his grave, the dirt's still loose probably on poor Zachy.
We're spoiling Final Fantasy VII now also.
Okay, we should probably. Okay, we're going. This is not a video game.
You need to insert a spoiler warning at the beginning of this section.
Oopsie. These are old.
These are.
Somehow I was able to be surprised that Zach died in my playthrough of Crisis Core.
Yeah, okay, but like, why would it be messed up that Aerith's a romanceable option if Zach's dead? He's dead.
Yeah, but like that.
He's been dead for years.
Now.
All widows must stay widows forever, says Sarah. You cannot remarry.
No,
they didn't even get married. They weren't even dating.
No, I know, right? No, I don't know. It just felt weird.
Hey, listen, you're gonna let your buddy's girl be all lonely? You're gonna let her be alone?
Don't say that. Oh dear, no, I don't like that. Where did they even? Oh God, we gotta get back on track.
Well, I got bad news about his girl anyway later on in that game.
Don't tell me. We're not about spoilers here.
Oh, it's okay if I don't. We can spoil that, Jeff. We can't spoil anything else in the game.
Nope. Okay. Anyways, that's what we've been up to.
That's Persona 5 Tactica. It's okay. It's like
okay.
A nice way to pass time. I
Maybe
played it on
if
Game
it's
Pass,
on sale.
So, I wouldn't buy it.
Okay.
I just played it on Game Pass. It's
Cricket. Shh.
Got some okay mechanics, and then it just kind of ends. And the whole thing hinges on some character they introduce, and it's all it does the Persona thing where it's like, we're gonna change the world, and changing the world is like, what if we kicked out the bad people and put in good people, but didn't change the structure of anything, so obviously everything is gonna get bad again because we didn't really fix anything.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
Those games are crazy because at the end it's like you always fight God or something, and and then you just go back to your normal lives and nothing about the world has changed at all. It's like you didn't actually do anything, huh?
Hey, they're high schoolers. That's a lot to put on their shoulders.
You literally you're always killing deities in these games, and then you go back to the real world and everybody just lives out a normal contemporary life and nothing is different. And I'm like, I feel like what we did.
That's the part I like about the game.
I feel like killing God should have some kind of consequence in the real world, and it straight up just does not.
Yes.
Bizarre.
Yeah.
Extremely bizarre.
Very popular. People love it. It's the Japanese high school life. Just give us more of that in games. And then,
Good news about a lot of anime.
Yeah. Speaking of anime,
we finished Angelic Layer. We did it. We reached the end.
Through final thoughts after we recap these final 2 episodes.
You didn't think it would happen, did you? You thought we'd back out. You didn't believe in us.
Just like Misaki didn't believe in Hikaru for a hot second. Remember that in episode 8? Just like that.
Just like that. I can't wait for this show to be our yardstick to compare every other show.
Oh yeah, it's gonna be something else.
We're just gonna be this kid's cool, not as cool as Hitoko though.
Maybe. Yeah, okay, I was gonna say, so you think this is gonna win out in most comparisons? Or just by coolest female
I don't know.
characters?
I don't know. I think we started pretty strong. I mean, I really like the show.
Good. Good. I'm glad. Because I showed you so many. This is
trailers.
I guess, yep. And I had so many more ready. Okay. Speaking of ready, you ready for episode 25 recap?
Okay, last summaries of Angelic Layer. Here we go. Angelic Layer episode 25 is called Reunion of Destiny, Angels Wet with Tears. We open on the ending scene from last episode from Misaki's perspective. Misaki is shocked to see that her mom is the champion. Ojiro looks from Shuko to Misaki and then scowls. He takes Misaki by the arm and pulls her out into the hallway as Shuko looks on worried. In the hallway, Ojiro is leading Misaki down the hall to a location. Misaki asks him where they're going, and Ojiro tells her that he's sorry because he knew that Shu was her mom the whole time. Misaki is still taking in the news. Ojiro leads her to a room in the back and tells her to wait there while he goes and fetches something. Misaki thinks
her mom.
Get
her mom.
That's where he's gonna go. We don't get that reveal yet. He doesn't say that. It's important that
he does. He does say that.
Does he say that?
Yeah. He's like, I'm gonna go get your mom.
Okay. Misaki sits and thinks about how her mom is somehow the champion of Angelic Layer, even though she was supposed to be busy with work all this time. In the room, there are TVs playing promotions of Angelic Layer starring Athena. Misaki thinks about how Athena was her motivation for playing Angelic Layer and wonders why her mom didn't tell her any of this. She arrives to the conclusion that her mom must not have wanted to see her. We cut to Ojiro leading Shuko to the room, but they open the door and Misaki has left. We cut to Misaki in an elevator, wondering if she maybe was just a bad girl this whole time. She emerges and some sort of strange floor that is just like a hallway of like life-size Athena statues.
Yeah.
There's like a ton of them. It's
terrifying.
Great. Where did this come from? She rushes out of the building as she runs past all of them, and we get flashbacks of all the times that Misaki said to someone that she was okay with her mom being busy. As like in the modern times, Misaki is like doing a voiceover that says that all of that was a lie because she has been very lonely this whole time, and she was just trying not to think about how her mom abandoned her. Then she runs outside, and then it starts to rain. Back at the tournament, the audience is wondering what's up. Tamayo and Kotaro comment that Ojiro and Misaki still haven't come back, even though he told them to wait for them. A fed up Haruko gets up and runs out of the arena. She tries to search around for Misaki, but can't find her. Elsewhere, Misaki trips in the rain and accidentally drops Hikaru. She apologizes to Hikaru and says that she's afraid to see her mom because she's afraid her mom will reject her. We cut to Shuko in the rain searching for Misaki, but she can't find her either. She gets a phone call from Ichan asking if she was able to find her, but Shuko says that even though she thought she'd be able to find Misaki wherever she was, and was supposed to meet her outside of the arena, she can't find her and doesn't know anything about her. Then she says she's a failure as a mother and starts crying.
Word.
Ichan says he has an idea. Misaki is still walking around aimlessly. She notices that she's at the same place she was at the beginning of the show when she saw Angelic Layer for the first time. The giant TV screen mounted on the side of a building shows the tournament, which has been playing Athena highlights, and says it's going to for the next hour while they fix the tournament schedule. Misaki feels bad for messing up the tournament, but says she can't go back with the way things are now. From behind her, Shuko calls out her name. She's found her, and the two are reunited. They're both standing like 2 meters away from each other, and they start crying.
Joe, only one of them can stand. That's pretty insensitive of you.
Okay. Really?
Sorry.
Yeah, fine. It takes like a long time for Shuko to say anything. Eventually, she says sorry for everything, including crying right now. They both start sobbing real hard as like random people pass by and look on at them kind of confused. We then cut to Misaki and Shuko at a cafe where they are served tiny coffees. Neither of them can work up a conversation. Misaki wonders why Shuko's in a wheelchair, but can't find the words to ask. Then they watch some birds fly away. Misaki finally gets some words out to say that she can do circling now, and that Tamayo and Kotaro have been giving her special training. Oh, and also, those are her first two friends. They come to all her Angelic Layer games. Then she starts recapping all of the friends that she's made and all the activities they've had up to this point. She gets up to the beach episode, and Shuko says, oh yeah, she knows this one because she was actually there. And she was actually watching in the background of a lot of those other episodes too, but just didn't say anything. Misaki asks, why? Is it because of your legs? And Shuko's like, no, like when you were a kid, I noticed that you noticed me getting worse. And just, like, didn't say anything, but, like, was feeling bad about it. So she thought that the best course of action was to get healed quickly and come back to put her mind at ease. Put Misaki's mind at ease. Then she recaps her backstory. Apparently, at some point, she also got a letter from Shoko that Misaki wrote to Shoko so that she didn't have to bother her mom, which is crazy. Mm-hmm. It was at that point she realized that she had majorly screwed up. And, like, her daughter had gotten old enough to write her a letter, and she hadn't even gotten better yet, and ended up hating herself. And she just basically spiraled from there. She says that she kept making the wrong choice for so long and apologizes over and over. Misaki says that she wanted to be with her ever since she came to Tokyo, and even now she wants to play Angelic Layer with her. The rain stops and the clouds break. Misaki points out the spot where she first saw Athena playing and says that maybe the reason she wanted to play Angelic Layer was to see her and Athena. We cut back to the tournament, but nobody's there. Or they like make their way back to the tournament. No one's there. They wonder where everybody is. But then they hear the voice of Ichan saying, don't worry. The two of them turn around and see Ichan dressed up as one of the life-size Athena statue. and surprises the two of them. They thank him for everything, and he says that it's all thanks to Athena, and that Shuko's pure mind and strong will makes Athena's movements so fluid and inspiring to everybody, and that's why Angelic Layer works. Haruka runs out and tearfully hugs Misaki. She scolds her for taking Hikaru out in the rain. Then we get a pan of all the characters standing in a line, looking at them. Shuko says, wow, it rains and look what happens. And then Ogata yells to Ichan that everything is ready for the tournament. We cut back to the tournament, and the crowd is all still there. Ichan says to Misaki and Shuko that they explain the situation to the crowd, and everybody stuck around. We get shots of all the other side characters from the show in the crowd. Shuko tells Misaki that they should play, and Misaki agrees. Then they both approach the field as we cut to credits.
Oh man, so much in one episode. Okay, let's get into it. Freaking Ojiro being so valiant.
Ojiro looks like he's like pissed at the beginning of this.
Yeah, he's like, well, now I gotta deal with this.
That's my note. I'm like, my note says Ojiro's like, well, now I gotta fix this.
I mean, yeah.
And Shuko's all surprised, like, oh, why? How come this isn't going well? Like I imagined it.
Oh my god. Oh man. Oh god. And then Misaki's like, oh man, maybe my mom doesn't like me or doesn't want to see. No, she said, I don't think my mom wants to see me. And I was like, yeah, that's the conclusion I arrived to as well, based off the evidence with Misaki.
She really is just asking all the questions we've been thinking this whole time.
Yeah.
Of like, why don't you talk to your daughter? It wouldn't be that hard.
Freaking okay. The life-size Athena statues.
What? Where did this come from?
Like,
what is this?
The origin of Showbits. This is where it started with these giant Athena statues.
Oh, really?
No, I'm just joking.
Let's see. We get the part where, so like when Ojiro leaves, he's like, you guys stay here. I'm taking Misaki somewhere to Tamio and Kotaro. And they're just like, they've been gone for a long time. And then Haruko gets up and tries to go find her. But she forgets that she's like 5 years old. So she's like getting bumped by adults in the hallway. She like can't look over anybody because she's tiny. So she like doesn't make any progress. I feel so bad for her.
Poor baby Hadoko.
She's trying. She's like, this is the part in the movie where I go and find her.
So very dramatic, running through the rain crying stuff. And the music is kind of weird because it's like kind of like, ooh, conspiracy, like unveiling music when it should be more dramatic, sad sounding. I was like, my AMV of this episode is way more suited for the scenes than this, which I will make you watch at some point. My AMVs of Angelic Layer.
I didn't notice the background music that much.
No, it fell off to me, at least.
Yeah, a lot of like just kind of self-loathing in this episode.
Yeah, I know. She should have been mad and not like blaming herself. That's the reaction she should have had. Like, what the hell, Mom? But she's like, oh, wow, it must be my fault. My mom didn't want to see me even though I'm here and she's been watching me all this time or whatever.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like it's a very Misaki response, but nobody ever really gets mad in this show.
No, that's true. Just me.
I guess Alice is the most angry character.
Yeah. Oh, man, yeah.
Shuko's being like, I thought I could just find her because she's my daughter. Of course I could find her.
Because she's been stalking her so well up to this point, essentially. Because she's like, I've been able to find her at the arena so well.
Shuko, why on earth would you think you would know how to do this?
I don't know.
I like how Ichan knows where she could be.
Yep.
Because he actually took the time to know her.
Yep. Oh, man.
It's like, dang, it turns out you have to be around people to know them.
Mm-hmm.
Who'd have thought?
Yes.
Ichan's a hero. The hero of Angelic Layer, clearly.
I know. You knew all along, Joe. You knew.
Yeah, of course. As people see a lab coat, they think that's creepy, and I see a lab coat, and I'm like, ooh, it's a hero.
That's right.
Heroic lab coat.
I guess you're right, because the way he signals to Misaki, like, hey, remember, freaking, you have a thing to do. He just puts it out on all the screens, I guess, in Tokyo, like, there's been a delay in the national games. We're just going to play a montage of Athena so you don't forget about your mom who you're supposed to fight.
Okay, that's like I think it was much more of like, hey, remember your inspiration?
Oh, okay.
Here's the reason why you like this thing. It's not like schedule reminder, the all points bulletin. Misaki, you gotta match, you gotta come back.
Yeah.
I don't think that was what was happening.
It says we're gonna show these clips for an hour. You have an hour to get your shit together, is what he's trying to say.
Oh my god, I don't think he would say it like that. He's being very nice.
I guess.
They run into each other, they just start crying.
Oh my!
People just pass by them.
Yeah.
Everybody has an umbrella but them.
Yeah, she's like wailing, and Shuko's just like bent over crying. This one dude's just walking by, staring at them. I like laughed out loud when I saw it.
That's really funny.
God. Oh man, so funny. The animation's definitely I guess skimped a few places, and the rain scenes all look really good in this. All the close-ups of Misaki, at least. Oh, her outfit's so glossy. Well, as we've discussed in the past, she's the only shiny character in the show. Everyone else is not illuminated by that main character energy.
Yeah, Shuko apologizes for the first time and is like, oh, I shouldn't be crying. I should be an adult. Well, too bad, Shuko. You're not going to be an adult for a little while longer.
Yeah. She doesn't deserve Misaki Misaki's too good. She's too good. She's too forgiving. This is all resolved so quickly. Are you satisfied
she wants it to be
with how this was resolved?
Yeah, like the part that's good. So like they go to the cafe or whatever, right? They get served tiny coffees. Misaki brings up, what the heck is circling? She's like, I learned how to do circling. And I'm like, what?
I don't know. Maybe it's the weird spear punching exercise that gets timed and stuff. Like the little circles that fly at them. That Athena would practice, and then we saw Misaki do it.
Like I don't know. Maybe?
No. It's some lingo that chumps like us won't understand. Only Angelic Layer fanatics know.
Yeah, well, Shuko can't think of anything to say to her daughter, so her daughter has to be the one
who's
conversation.
Freaking she's the parent in this relationship.
I also like how during that, like after Shuko's like, yeah, I was there for some of that stuff, Misaki is like, why didn't you say anything? Is it because of your legs? She like super doesn't care at all.
Yeah. Yep.
Of course not. Like, obviously she wouldn't care. God, Shuko's such an idiot.
Mm-hmm. You said it.
I think it does. Like, this is satisfying enough for me because Shuko does understand
all the things she did wrong.
Like,
yeah.
Yeah, she totally, like, cops to all of it, right? She's like, yeah, like, I just went to do this. This was supposed to be a short thing. Time got away from me. It became a long thing. And then the longer I stick around, the worse it got to where, like, I just felt like everything would be an excuse. And then I just, like, ran away from everything. Which is, like, a real thing that people do in real life all the time, right?
Yeah.
But, yeah. So, like, I don't know. You know, this, like, the bad version of this would be Misaki forgives Shuko, but Shuko doesn't like fully cop to all the things that she did wrong. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I know this is a big concern of yours of how they were going to handle this whole relationship issue thing earlier in the show.
Yeah, like it needs to end up good because that's just the kind of show this is. Like it would have been like I think like even if it would be more realistic for like Misaki to be mad or like not fully get over
the show's not long enough.
I think that would be a bad show. Yeah. Like that would not be a good ending to. That, you know, the story would need to be different. We would need to be telling a different story. Like, we can't have Misaki, like, helping people work through all their problems with Angelic Layer just to end like that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So given that it has to end this way, I think this did a pretty good job. Because it does lay out all of the stuff that Shuko does wrong. She understands that what she did was wrong. And, you know, feels bad about it. It ends up becoming just like a self-loathing thing. Which I feel like is pretty realistic.
Well, I was going to say, that's what Misaki does. I guess she freaking gets it from her mom.
Yeah, everybody is self-loathing here. Everybody feels like a burden.
You should just blame each other more. That's
well, next episode we get a whole thing where Misaki talks about how she should be more selfish, which is true.
Yep. Indeed. For real.
That also helps it for me. Like we get some stuff next episode that makes me feel better about.
So once we break the tension, we get the joy of. Oh, I also made a note. It's interesting that. It seems like Misaki and maybe Kaede are the only people who ever carry their angels around with them. Like, is freaking Athena in a briefcase somewhere? Like, where's Athena? Where's she go? Yeah. Let's see. And then we get the delight or horror that is Ishan in the Athena costume.
Dressing up as the Athena costume. Yeah. My man. They're into it, though. They're like, both Misaki and Shuko are like, oh, yeah, Ichan's here.
Jesus.
Like, yep, that's your...
That's your man. That's the guy you picked. I
guess, and
I know. Misaki should be like, are you sure? Are you sure?
I mean, she seems to like it also. She's into it. You know, she always liked Ichan, right? She never thought he was weird.
Okay, and then the scene where it's like Ichan talking to Shuko and talking about Shuko and all this stuff. There's like this heavy sax music that starts playing in the background. I'm like, where's this music been this whole show? Like, this is the first time this is showing up just because he's talking to the lady he confessed to. We never got confirmation on that. Oh,
we didn't. Oh my god, we don't, do we?
No.
We didn't get into the next episode either, do we?
We'll get to it.
Oh, shit. Okay, well, it's implied.
I don't... Okay. They pan to, like, all the folks from the show. There's, like, one person I don't recognize. Like, who the hell is this person they're showing a shot of? Because, well, like, all the, like, cameos of people she's fought in the past. We've, you know, like, freaking, like, camo tank lady who's, like, the very first person she fights in the tournament. We've got... Oh, I did... The tall girl from the weird episode. Yeah, she's still got the boy with her. Woohoo!
Woohoo! Everybody gets a happy ending.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. So many bully cameos. Like they really give their incredibly minor characters more airtime than if shows would.
Yeah, it's a lot of callback stuff. I mean,
yeah. But yeah, I guess freaking everything's solved. No more. That's it.
Well, it's not it because we have one more episode.
Well, yes. But like emotions conveyed.
Yeah, I'm trying to think of what else. Itoko's like, you're not supposed to get Hikaru wet.
I'm like, okay, hey, you opened the damn thing in the bathtub and she was in the water against Shirahime. Why? They're waterproof, obviously. I don't know if it's like, don't treat Hikaru that way. She deserves an umbrella or something.
Well, Hitoko was just sad and she doesn't know how to, or was just like frustrated and didn't know how to express it.
Mm-hmm.
Cute. She's a kid.
She is cute. Almost. Our time with her is almost over.
It's almost over.
There'll be no other like Hitoko.
The champion of Angelic Layer.
That's right.
Okay.
All right.
Episode 26.
Here we go.
The last episode.
The very last. What's the graduation? Oh, sorry. I was going to say, what's the graduation?
Yeah. We're graduating.
It's all coming to the end. Okay, continue.
Okay. Angelic Layer, episode 26, is called Angel Wings. Please guide me and Hikaru. We open on the tournament. Both Misaki and Shuko do their walkouts. Tamio and Kitaro reflect on how far their friend has come, with a bunch of flashbacks of things that happened throughout the show. Ringo teases Kitaro for liking Misaki, but then Sai says that she's fallen for Misaki. Now let's go!
No, right in front of Kaede. Oh.
Yeah! Listen. The important thing here is that she likes girls now. Kaede says that everybody has fallen for her at this point.
Oh.
Which is very
Love
optimistic.
triangle!
With Misaki and everybody. Misaki and the tall girl. Misaki and the bullies. Okay. Elsewhere, Shuko says that she understands Misaki more watching her play than when she talks to her. Oh, wait, Shoko says that. Did I say that right?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Shoko says that. In the control room, Ichan says that Angelic Layer wouldn't be like this if he had worked alone. And Ojiro's like, oh yeah, would it just be a fighting game? And Ichan's like, yeah, listen. Angelic Layer is so much more than that now, and it's all because we work together. Haruko hands Misaki Hikaru and says that there's no damage from the rain, so don't worry about it. Then she asks her to bend down, and she kisses Misaki on the cheek, saying that's a reward for keeping her promises. Misaki says that she did so well because she had those promises to motivate her, and Haruka says, well, and that's the case, then they should make another promise so that she can fight with all her strength, and then they do that. The announcer starts the final match. Hikaru and Athena get their entry angels things, their little calls. I didn't write Athena's down.
It's something like wings guide us to the future, something like that. Athena's wings open the future, something along those lines.
That sounds right. This time the arena is just a white field, just like where they were back in the day. Misaki thinks about how this is what she's been working for, a match with Athena. Hikaru and Athena start brawling. Ichan and Shuko comment that this is their equivalent of talking to each other after so many years. They're gonna have 7 years worth of conversations in this fight. Misaki and Shuko are super happy to be playing together. We get a cool scene where Hikaru and Athena punch each other and the field of roses appears around them, and then like this waltzy music starts playing. Everybody is shocked, but Ichan, who clearly has set this up, looking pretty smug, Ichan. Ojiro tells him nice, and then Ichan's like, was it too flashy? Like, no, it was not. It was perfect. Incredible. The fight continues. Shuko thinks to herself about how she should have just talked to Misaki about all of this instead of thinking she was too young, which I guess is like, kind of makes sense. This is the first time she said this, where she's like, I would have told Misaki stuff, but I thought she was just a little kid, so I wasn't going to tell her all that. Anyway, she thinks this, and it's like the most rational thought Shuko's had so far. Misaki thinks about how she should have been more selfish and talked to her mom about this stuff, whether it bothered her mom or not, which she's right. Be more selfish, Misaki. The control room crew is all impressed with their playing and how everything is turning out, and Icha thinks this wouldn't have been possible without Shuko. The battle starts getting more serious as Misaki and Shuko get their head in the game. Hikaru misses a rolling thunder, and Athena uses the opportunity to drop Hikaru on her head, taking out most of her HP. Hikaru is able to get up and continue. Shuko is taking it seriously now, though, and Athena is coming full force. Sai comments that Athena is pretty much better along all dimensions, but Misaki asserts that height and age don't matter, and she's gonna keep going. Hikaru lands some good hits, and Shuko is impressed, but decides that she's gonna do her best too. Athena knocks Hikaru down Athena knocks Hikaru down and then goes into her astral energy move.
Emission.
By leaping into the astral emission move. Astral energy is a thing from like the Tales of series, which I just played a bunch of it. That's why. Astral emission by leaping into the air and expanding her angel wings. Then she launches the attack, which consists of her like summoning an energy ball like it's Dragon Ball Z, and blasts the stadium, evaporating the field of flowers. The dust clears and Hikaru is collapsed on the ground. Ojiro comments that no one has been able to get up after an astral emission blast. The score is like calculating to see if Hikaru has any HP left, like it's rolling the numbers or whatever, and the announcer is about ready to call it for Athena, but Misaki interrupts him by yelling/begging at Hikaru to get up. She wants to keep going and hopes her voice can reach Hikaru. Along with Misaki, Hitoko joins in and tells Hikaru to also get up. And then Tamayo joins in, and then it ripples through the crowd until everybody is chanting for Hikaru to get up. With the room chanting her name, the voices reach Hikaru and she's able to stand with only a tiny amount of HP remaining. Hikaru strikes a battle pose as the arena changes into a night sky. Hikaru and Athena exchange some blows. Then Hikaru leaps into the air and suddenly grows her own pair of angel wings.
Whoa!
Athena busts out her angel wings and they start to fight in the air. Everybody is touched by this. Misaki restates her angel phrase, "Angel wings, please guide me," and Hikaru as the scene transitions from Misaki's face to Hikaru's face, and then she ends it with the phrase, "To my mom," and Hikaru flies at Athena. They do some more mid-air combat until Athena tries to summon another astral emission. But while she's summoning it, Hikaru intercepts it by grabbing the other end of it so she can't launch it. Both holding on to the astral emission, they crash down into the arena, and the astral emission causes a gigantic explosion that destroys the whole field. Then from out of the dust emerges Hikaru in the most cool guys don't look at explosions scene to date. Mm-hmm. Just action poses walking out. Mm-hmm. Hikaru is announced as the winner. We get a line basically from everybody saying how impressed they are, including a close-up of Alice. And she has her new doll, which is like a bunny girl in a pink dress. Mm-hmm. So yay, we got to see it. Shuko tells Yuko that she had fun, and Hikaru walks up to Athena and helps her get up. Misaki gets out of her pod and then runs to her mom. She tells her how strong she was and that she can tell how hard she was working those 7 years to make such a good game. They hug, and Shuko tells her that she loves her as we cut to epilogue credits.
Rollin'.
During the epilogue credits, we see Shuko on TV, and she's introducing a segment where they go to Ringo, who's giving a performance, and she's dressed up like Rongo.
She's finally wearing something that is not the one outfit.
Yes. I said it's an outfit upgrade for her. We cut to Kotaro and Tamayo walking around, and he like offers his arm like a gentleman, and she takes it. And then Hanako just like pops on the screen to scare them, which is pretty cute. She's also wearing purple, which is good.
This is a good color on her. Match her eyes.
Yeah. We get a scene with Ogata and Fujimori being goofy together, so that's cute, I guess. The Inatas are together and they're buying an angel for their kid, so that's fun. Alice and that bully from like really early on with the whips are playing a match together, and we get to see her new angel move around a little bit. And also, Madoka's there. Yay.
And
Sai
Ryu.
Kaede? What? Oh yeah, Ryu's also there. I always forget about that guy. And then Sai and Kaede are praying at Rin's grave.
Yeah.
Bro. She's your girlfriend.
Ending on
she
a
goes
high.
with you
Yeah.
to your sister's grave.
No, she just
That is
confessed her love for someone else. Right forward.
Yeah, but that's not real. Ojiro and last week we got a scene with Ojiro and Ichan that are like hiding in an alley, and Ojiro's like, why are we hiding? This is dumb. You already did a bunch of tests. We don't need to stick around. And Ichan's like, listen, man, I gotta stick around and see this. And then Ojiro's about to say something, but then he sees Misaki and Shuko approaching, and he ducks behind the wall too as they both spy on Misaki and Shuko walking side by side, because Shuko now has the prosthetic legs.
Woohoo!
Working.
Full circle.
And then it pans up to the sky, and we get one last post-credit scene where we see Athena and Hikaru sitting next to each other, embracing like a mother and daughter.
Oh, the end.
The end.
We
get a the end card.
Yes,
with all
I
the
got a
characters,
shot of
including
it.
the announcer for some reason.
Hey, yeah, he broke character in this episode. Let's see. Okay.
He does cheer for.
Yeah.
He tells Hikaru to get back up when everybody else does.
Yeah. So there we go. See, look, freaking. Oh my God, I can't. I was like, oh, Sai, not right in front of Kaede.
I fallen for her. Hey, Kaede's just like finally some confirmation that you can like somebody.
Yeah, maybe there's hope for me.
Time to swoop in.
Yeah.
She's going to her sister's grave. Come on.
Yeah, I know, right? Oh, I don't see a chance. Sai's too popular. Sai. Yeah, all the freaking girls love this episode. They're going all out. We got a smooch on the cheek from Hatoko.
Oh, okay. That is the most, again, Hatoko's watching movies and being like, this is what happens in the final episode. Or this is what happens in the last 10 minutes of a movie.
She knows her stuff.
You like kiss the protagonist and say a cool one-liner.
This is your reward. Oh.
And that's what she does. Yeah, this is your reward, which like makes sense in some romance movies. Okay, I don't know if this is one of them.
She's got her own
she's great.
Canon going in her head.
She just wants to act like an adult. This is what adults do. The context, she doesn't know the context.
No. I wish we would get to see a world where she's an adult and see what the hell she's like that.
Listen, you can get a tan if you're wearing a one-piece bathing suit that completely covers you. It's about doing the act of tan, not actually getting
power
a tan.
move. Yeah.
This is about having a reward. This is about kissing somebody as a reward, not about who it is or what you actually mean by that.
Yeah, that's right. It's the gesture. Yeah, at first I was like, oh, we're just going back to the plain layer, but then we get the field of roses, and yeah, Ichan's very pleased with himself.
Yeah, this is good.
I know, every time it's favoritism. Every time Shuko has a fight, he's like planning it out meticulously.
Well, as we like, she is the like Athena is what sells Angelic.
Yeah, that's true.
Like 1,000 life-size statues of her.
Oh yeah. 3-time champion, no more.
3-time champion.
Her reign has ended.
Huge field of roses, pretty good.
Yeah.
And then it becomes a night sky. That's also cool.
Okay, and I also noticed that Tomoyo grabs Kotaro, and now instead of like looking like he's dying, he starts blushing anytime she grabs him.
There we go. He acclimated. He got used to being manhandled.
Yeah. And then freaking chick. I forget what her name is.
I forgot to mention this.
Yeah, she's like, I knew she was gonna be awesome back before she made it to the games. Back when you like targeted her for being a newbie and used like illegal weapons, and oh my god, this chick, this girl, her friends are in utter disbelief. She's saying
they both like face palm. It's so funny.
Oh my god.
Goofy.
Wild.
Ridiculous.
Okay.
Oh my god.
Look. Hikaru. She gets like head slammed into the ground. Almost all her health is gone. How do you you expect me to believe that she could get up after getting the astral emission when her health was already so low just from one, like, melee move, let alone this magic, freaking Kamehame whatever thing coming for her? It's unbelievable.
We're in Shonen time now. This is the Shonen stuff.
Yeah.
This is where, like, they basically they just say it out loud. It's like, oh, they're gonna have a conversation through fighting, which is like literally what all like shonen fights are. Not all.
If only real life was like that.
Are like that's their whole deal. Is like, what if you express the relationship between characters through action as opposed to through dialogue, which is what like good shonen fights are all about.
Yeah, I wish I could just fight my problems away. My conflict with people.
Guess. Wouldn't that be nice?
Oh man, what a world!
But yeah, this is Clamp understands the genre they're in. This is
it's their first go at literacy. It. Yeah,
because it's like they do all this stuff. They make Hikaru get back up by yelling at her. It's like basically the like Spirit Bomb and Dragon Ball Z, right? Everybody giving her energy so she can get back up against all odds.
Yeah,
like,
against all
of course she's like about to
reason
lose because.
Against reality.
Because it's an underdog. So like this is the inspirational thing. Against all odds, you're able to overcome the thing that has been trapping you, right? And in Misaki's case, it's being able to be reunited with her mom. Her angel wings. She gets literal angel wings because I know directors who use subtlety and they're cowards. And it guides her to her mom.
Oh, good.
And then a giant cool ass explosion happens, and she walks out of it, and it's cool as hell. This is cool.
Yeah, the wings are pretty sick.
Right?
Okay, so the animation of this final like epic fight is giving like the Naruto, where it's Naruto versus Sasuke with like the towers, the big giant statues behind them of like the first.
Oh yeah.
Where it's like kind of the animation style is different because it's like more simplistic, so that it can go quicker than it normally would at like the higher quality.
Like a lot of smears and smear.
Yeah, it looked cool. It was a cool fight.
Yeah.
I wish the music was more intense. I hated the waltzy music that was playing at one point.
Oh, you don't like that?
I like at the beginning of the fight they have a good fight song playing, and then it gets all weird and feelings, and I'm like, you don't like the waltzy because
they're dancing.
I got.
Like, you know how
I understand. I just don't like it.
Did you watch Red vs. Blue?
Like the first couple seasons.
Did you watch Ruby at all?
Yeah, the first few seasons.
So like the guy who animated that, or like was the main like action animator for that, Monty.
Yeah.
I remember like his whole thing was like there is not that much difference in like animating dancing as versus animating fighting. It's like very similar, and it's like there's a whole like ethos kind of like around that. He had this whole thing about that, and that's just like what I think of here, where it's like. Fighting and dancing is not that dissimilar in the part where the waltz plays, because that's like when they're having a conversation, and then it starts to get more serious as like they decide that they're going to be like seriously fighting now. So that works for me because the music does change when they start getting serious again.
Yeah, I suppose.
It's good.
Yeah, okay.
Huge explosion.
Yeah.
Everybody chants Hikaru's name. It's great.
Yep.
Love that. Oh yeah, Alice's doll.
It's cute.
Got bunny ears.
She looked good in the kind of like a Alice in Wonderland vibe, kind of.
Yeah. Does she have remember that one episode where Misaki's like, I wonder if Hikaru would look good in an apron? Is it that one?
No, it's not the same one. Similar though, similar. She looks like a cute angel. I feel like we didn't see as many like fluffy looking. It was a lot of like gimmicky outfits or like sexy outfits or simple.
Yeah, well, we watched all the players that are like in it for the fighting. Like we're taking that part seriously. I bet there's a lot of players that just
that would be me.
To have their like to dress their dolls up and like have them dance around and stuff.
Yeah, I'd probably have one where like the outfit can turn into different things. Like, oh, if you unpin this, then it turns into a dress and da da da.
Yeah, it would be cool if we got to see like more uses of angels that weren't just like the combat thing.
Yeah,
like,
fashion.
It would be cool. Like if Ringo did like a dance routine with like Ranga, that would be cool. You know what I mean?
They should make them do like halftime performance or whatever they do in like Miss America, where they all have to do like a dancey bit in the middle. They should have done that. Where they gotta do like a routine.
Ring girls.
Yeah.
They should have had them like do angels that are like smaller versions of themselves doing a little routine.
Oh yeah.
That'd been cool.
Yeah.
But they could have done it with them.
Yeah, me. Yeah. What could have been. And then in the credits, it was cute scene with Tomoyo and Kotaro, and then I made a note that Kotoko is still cock blocking so hard, like just ruining any moment she can for her poor brother.
She's fine. Woo!
Oh,
she's
man.
Great. I love Kotoko.
Yes. And then we get and then Alice is really cute, and then because she's like like chanting her little angel on, but her angel's so cute looking, and she's freaking fighting the dominatrix chick who's still using whips.
I think them being electric is the thing that's illegal. I think she can have the whips.
Yep. And then Ryu just randomly there.
He's just in a lot of these shots. He's like waving a flag during the match.
By himself. Everyone he knows is too embarrassed to be seated next to him. Oh my gosh.
His plotline is still probably the most funny thing.
Yeah, that was good. Oh man. And then this is they're not related, but Ichan and Ojiro certainly giving off similar vibes, because I like caught a snap of this where Ojiro looks so very Ichan like, where he's creeping behind a corner with like
this messes me up that you pointed out that she never gives a Ojiro.
So that's why he has to watch from a distance, because he got rejected probably.
I don't think he got rejected. She must be going for it.
She probably just like, I can only focus on one thing at a time. It was Angelic Layer. Now it's my daughter. Maybe someday.
She should have like at least hugged him at the end, right?
Yeah, he got
something.
Zero. He got not. It's because she saw him wear that Athena outfit and it just turned her off.
She was into it though. She was like big mouth smiling.
Oh my god, yeah. And then the ending.
The ending thing is cute.
Yeah. If only it was all that quality of animation. And then we got a cute little. I know. I just mean
the
like
announcer.
Look how nice they look. They look so
they look
good.
Nice. It's good.
Yeah, the announcer's in there. Oh, Hotoko's not wearing her hat.
Hotoko's not wearing her hat.
Damn it.
And we don't get Maria in this.
Nope.
We get the Anadas. I see Shuji back there. Let's go.
Yeah.
Do you have any thoughts about Ogata and Fujimori? I know you didn't like them very much. Why is the announcer there?
I kind of have no feelings about it, really.
Okay.
Whatever.
Yeah.
She seems like a lot of trouble. Too much trouble.
She's into it, though.
I guess.
Yeah. Fun postcard.
Poor Ichan. He's not like hugging Shuko or anything.
Well, he's too busy striking a cool guy pose.
Yeah, so. we never got any more with Aunt Shoko, really. Bummer.
No.
Our last Aunt Shoko exposure really was in the pre-national party. That's freaking it. That's Angelic Layer, guys.
Angelic Layer. But that's not all.
That's right.
In my Blu-rays, there are several episodes. One per, I guess they released these originally in DVD volumes.
Yep. That's what I got.
Of the, like, various English, like, dub ADR voice actors doing commentary on some of the episodes.
Yeah.
And so I thought I would talk about some of them.
Yeah, let's hear it.
Okay.
So this is your first time hearing the dub voice actors.
Yeah. Like, I watched the sub, right? So I didn't hear the English voice actors at all. This was, like, not that much longer from when the show came out. This dub took place in, like, the 2000s, like, mid-2000s, I think. Mm-hmm. Couple things. Number one, everyone's from Houston. The dubbing studio is located in Houston.
Oh, was it Funimation? Because their office used to be in Flower Mound, which is like it's in Texas.
It is. That's in Dallas.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know, because I think like one studio will do like handle the like thing, and then the other thing is like a distribution. And this was like before Funimation was huge.
Oh yeah, that's true. Yep.
Anyway, first episode was the voice actor for Misaki, who's Jessica Bloom, and then Ichan, which is Andy McCavan. Andy McCavan does has done like a lot of stuff. Like interesting, like basically across the board, there's a couple things that they talk about. One is like if you don't know how dubbing happens, essentially what they do is like instead of just translating the episode, they have to also match like the cadence of when characters talk. And like for how long, and then try to match like the little lip flaps so that they're kind of saying things along with the character, so it reads like they're talking. And that's very difficult. And apparently like some of the stuff that's really hard is like one word phrases. Like those are kind of the hardest things because you have to like convey a lot of stuff. And also apparently they don't like record together. Like they all record separately. Yeah. So like across all these commentaries, they're like the voice actors are constantly trying to be like, who's that voice? Is it this person? And the director's like, no. Like, oh, okay. So, like, they don't know who's in each other's, like, who the other voice actors are necessarily. Yeah. They also, like, only see the parts because when you redub something, the animation's already there, so you can actually, like, see the whole scene. But they only see the parts that they're dubbing, so they don't actually know what happens in the show.
Yeah, very out of context things.
Unless they, like, watched it, like, they watched it sub before or something. It's just funny because, like, a lot of the episodes are like the voice actors like guessing what's gonna happen next or being like, oh, I wonder who this is. So, like, in the first episode, nobody knows who Shuko is.
My God.
Because, like, they haven't released, because, like, they do them in volume. So it's like you do the first volume, the commentary, send it out, second volume. So, like, the earlier ones don't have any knowledge of how the show is gonna go at all. So in the beginning, they're like, that Ichan guy is pretty creepy, Mom. Like, I'm like, oh, if only you knew, he's the hero. Except for the director. Like, the directors and, like, the people who work on it, because the director is on some of these. So episode 1 is Misaki and Ichan. The voice actor for Misaki, Jessica, is at the time 19.
Oh, damn.
She's, like, super young. And then Andy McCavan gives, like, a funny anecdote about doing singing telegrams. There's some pretty good stuff. There's, like, some fun little stuff. I mean, most of the time they're just, like, either talking about the episode or they're talking about, like, who they are or, like, what stuff. A lot of them are also, like, regional theater actors. So they'll be in, like, productions of, like, A Christmas Carol or whatever. And they'll talk about that too. So a lot of them also do, like, a variety
I
of
was going to
things.
say, I guess maybe at this time anime wasn't coming out at the same frequency, so maybe the jobs were, like, more spread out, so you had to have different things going on other than just voice acting. Or maybe this is like a one-off thing you tried.
So, like, episode 11 is the voice actor for Madoka, which is Shelley Carlin, and the director and producer, which is David Williams. She was talking about how, like, oh yeah, like, you just kind of... Scheduling is very weird for actors because it's like you'll get a lot of stuff and then you just won't have stuff for a very long time. It sounds like a nightmare. So I guess that is pretty much how it is. Episode 6 had Tamayo, which is Monica Rail, and... or Ryle, I don't know how to say that. And then Katara, which is Kevin Korn.
He sounds like a child in the show.
Kevin Korn is currently he doesn't do voice acting anymore. He's like a cancer researcher or something.
Oh, damn.
Totally,
okay,
cool.
Get it, Kotaro.
And then Monica plays Bulma in Dragon Ball Z. Is probably like her most famous thing. You may recognize the English dub of that. She's like crazy. She's like all over the place during this commentary.
I guess she got cast for the right character.
Yeah, they both cheer when Tamiya starts choking Katara. It's pretty good. They also hate the gym clothes. She says a lot of stuff that is like, wow, the 2000s used to say some words that we don't say anymore. And they, like, for some reason, she'd only seen episode 1 and 6.
Even though she's in more. She's in all of them.
She's in more. I guess they recorded the commentary before finishing all of them. I don't know. But this is the one where they don't know who Shuko is, and it's extremely funny.
Hey, I should have been watching these as we were recording these.
Yeah, they're pretty good. I mean, like, the problem is that if you watch some of these, like, if you ever watch commentary, they'll spoil later stuff.
Yeah.
Like, I kind of save all that for the end.
Watched a little bit before of these.
Episode 15 had Sai's voice actor, which is Tiffany Grant, who did the voice of Asuka in the old Neon Genesis Evangelion dub, like the 90s one.
Oh, she's so cool.
And then Kaede was the other one, which was Tiffany Terrell. I don't know if she does stuff anymore. But Sai's voice actor also did the script writing. So she gives us some fun things. Like, every time, like, Sai talks about her sister, you hear a bell ring because Rin, which is what her sister's name is, means bell.
Good to know.
Also, I guess in the dub, they pronounce Kaede's name as Katie, and it kept messing with me.
Oh, no. Are you sure?
Yeah.
Is that right?
That's what they were saying, yeah. Which was interesting.
They're just saying it weird, like, Kaede, but
it might be like a localization thing. Like sometimes, like they changed, like Joey Wheeler.
Texans, am I right? Like,
it's like Jotaro or something. In, Yu-Gi-Oh. Like when they.
Yes, yeah. Like
when they localize,
Usagi is Serena and stuff like that.
Yeah. I mean, they say that like the hardest things are like one word phrases and also saying names in a way that sounds natural and not like you're saying a name you've never said before. Also, they this is where they talk about being happy that they have an anime they can watch with their families, because I guess most of the stuff they dub they can't.
Oh dear! Oh no! What are they
Which
dubbing?
Is very funny.
Oh.
I don't know. Yeah, there's like some. I mean, this is like probably like 90s, early 2000s anime at this point.
Oh boy! Yeah.
Can't be watching Neon Genesis Evangelion with your kids.
Nope.
You know?
That's funny.
She also says that, like, as the scriptwriter, she doesn't rewrite any of the entry angel lines, even if they don't make sense, which I thought was very funny, because she's like, yeah, like, I can't rewrite the angel wings thing, because that, like, matters in the last episode, like, that it's phrased that way, so I just keep them all the same.
So she's the one that's looped into everything happening, and no one else knows what's happening.
Looked at the whole thing, because she's, like, behind-the-scenes person. She also, you'd probably appreciate this, she said that as the scriptwriter, she has to timestamp every time Misaki makes a little noise to know that the voice actor should make a little noise.
Yeah.
And she has to like subtitle it as the type of noise she's making, and she's like, it's really hard to figure out what kind of noise it is.
It's the cat's noise. Cat startled sound. Yeah.
Let's see. Episode 17 had Hitoko's voice actor, which is Sasha Paysinger, and Ringo's voice actor, who is also the DVD coordinator, which is Mariela Ortiz. We get a reminder that this is a shonen. And also, nobody likes the thigh highs on the uniforms they wear.
Well, it's just the uniforms are a little weird in general. Theirs are peculiar.
Also, the Mariela, who played Ringo, seems to be the only person who like watched the show before being cast, it seems like, because she like knew the whole thing.
Well, I'm assuming these people who are multi-purpose were in the role behind the scenes and then just happened to get the voice acting role. So maybe they just put more time into learning about the show because that was like their full-time thing they were working on.
Yeah, well, like, she was saying that, so, like, there are a lot of just voice actors they work with, right? So they work together. This is why they're, like, pointing each other out. She was saying that, like, she had just watched the show, and then later, one of the directors is like, oh, we got the licensing for this show. Do you think you could play an idol? And she's like, yeah, sure. She ends up being Ringo, and she, like, already knew the show. So I think she just watched it on her own.
Okay. Well, that's nice that the people making the stuff sometimes consume the stuff.
Yeah, so that's pretty good. I mean, it seems like, yeah, like about half of them like watching anime, and half of them are just like, this is just like a fun thing I can do when I don't have acting jobs. And, that's pretty normal. Hitoko, the voice actor for Hitoko, Sasha gives like a very funny anecdote about because they're watching the episode with the hamster in it.
The plot.
She's like, yeah, I dubbed that episode with the hamster, and then I went home, and my sister's like, hey, I got this new hamster, and then it got out, and I caught it. And I was like, this is the weirdest day of my life. Because I just dubbed an episode where I caught a hamster, then I caught a hamster. Extremely funny.
Crazy.
They also get on Ojiro for inviting people over to Misaki. Yeah! So we really appreciate that.
Thank you! Oh, God. Also, not safe.
Morelia notes specifically that if you read the manga, you should keep watching the show because they don't do the same things.
Okay. Diverging.
Interesting.
Well,
let's see. We do. There's another episode with the ADR director and the guy who plays Ojiro, which is Chris Patton, who plays Greed in Full Metal Alchemist, the first one. They also think that the Ojiro romance is sus because the age gap.
Yeah. And the possible uncle relationship.
They also. And during the commentary, the director messes up Shuko and Shoko's names all the time, so I feel very good.
Oh, man. They should have changed one of their names then, if they're just going to be fudging those.
It's funny because in episode 25, which is the one before the last one, it's the voice actors for Shuko and Shoko. For Shuko, it's Christine M. Otten, and then for Shoko, it's Kelly Manson. They both are like... What kind of parents would name their kids Shuko and Shoko? It's very funny. I guess also both of them get typecast as mothers all the time, which is pretty funny. There's just some good stuff. Like,
hey, Shoko got to be the young, hot auntie this time, not mom, kind of. Dang.
Yep. So, you know, fun stuff from the commentary. It's fun to listen to it. Always listen to commentary.
Yeah, I think I've listened to the one, it was either for Kadocha or for Fruits Basket, but like Kyo and Toru and Sana and Akito, are voiced by the same actors, so they've been like in multiple series together. So it's kind of fun to, because I guess, like the voice acting circuit is small at that time, probably. So they all like work together a lot. So I think they just kind of like establish rapport throughout the years of working on different projects together. But yeah, they're fun to listen to.
Yeah. Well, and the director says that like, we work out of Houston, so like we kind of just work with all the actors that are in Houston. So it's like, yeah, I guess there wouldn't be like a ton of actors in Houston.
No.
So it's just funny.
Hey, Houston's where it's happening. That's where Chopped and Screwed like rap came from. They've got it all going on. The Chopped and Screwed, the like hip hop music.
Wrapped and Screwed?
Chopped and Screwed.
Oh, Chopped.
That was like a thing for a hot second. Movement from Houston. Yep. Okay. Sorry. I heard Houston and I had a fact and I threw it out there.
Okay. But yep, that's fun. Commentary.
Yeah.
Good. Thinking about how stuff's made. I miss that. This is why.
Physical copies.
They don't have special features anymore. I bought like anime DVDs or like Blu-rays recently, and it's just like the episodes and then like the like opening and closings without credits, and that's it. We don't get any behind the scenes. We don't get any commentary. Nothing.
Devastating.
God, a dearth of culture.
I mean, I guess
we live in a cultural wasteland.
I mean, maybe they just only put those out on social media clips and stuff. Maybe they just save it for that.
Like. I don't. Maybe.
But more incentive to buy the physical copies. That's like Jurassic Park. I think before the DVD version of it, there was this huge fire at the Universal Studios where the footage was kept, and so a lot of like deleted scenes and stuff were lost forever because they hadn't been like digitized yet. Tragic.
Yeah, they should make efforts to record behind and keep track of behind the scenes stuff. People like that. I like that.
Yeah.
I need to get like freaking Criterion versions of stuff, I guess. Criterion needs to do anime or something. I don't know.
Criterion?
It just like
what is that?
Have you not heard of Criterion? Like the thing for like movie. They do like 4K releases of stuff, and they also like compile lots of like interviews and things like that, and like release it with stuff.
Oh, okay. Most of the physical stuff I have is books or like 2005 anime. Nothing current, really.
I like to be able to see commentary if I want to. But in the streaming era, they're not going to pay people to do that. So they can't make bonus content. They should pay people to make bonus content. Netflix, make bonus content.
Yeah.
People like this stuff. I like listening. One time I watched the movie Up, and then I watched it a second time with director commentary on it, and it was cool.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, it's fun.
Wow. So that's Angelic Layer. How are we feeling as we've come to an end?
Thoughts.
Yeah. Should I go first? Should you go first?
Yeah, you go first. This is a rewatch for you, right?
Yeah, this is a rewatch for me. It's probably been, how old am I? It's probably been like 15 years since I last watched this series, and I watch it in dubbed. Let's see. I mean, it wasn't something like I remember it a lot because I had the physical copy, and it was early on, so I hadn't like had a vast sea of animes where you kind of like forget some of the ones you've seen. But I feel like I didn't have any super strong like memories of how I felt about it, so it kind of felt like I remembered the main plot things, but it wasn't like I vividly remembered everything. So it was still like a fun rewatch. I got super hyped for all the fighting, more than I was anticipating. I really, it's a fun world to imagine. I need to like listen up, boss man at work. This is the next big thing, and AR, let's do it. We'll go, Walk About Mini Golf and Angelic Layer go hand in hand. Totally, yeah. Right? Oh, God, I want it to be real so bad. Oh, dear. Okay. But yeah, I don't know. Should I say, like, good? I feel like I appreciated it more because I was watching it with you.
Or something?
I don't know. Maybe like a 6.5 or 7. Like I enjoy
6.5 or 7.
It's like I liked it, but I don't know. It's good.
It doesn't like stick with you.
It didn't. Now I'm gonna remember Sai forever though. So maybe I'll go with the 7. Coolest ice queen in anime. Some good iconic characters, I would say. And the premise is cool. I think it's more like the relationships, maybe. Well, as we all saw, I was very cynical about those things. But how about you?
I like this quite a bit. I think it like really executes on what it's trying to do very well. Like there aren't stuff that I feel like is totally unanswered or like unaddressed.
Except for Ishan's feelings.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like anybody could put 2 and 2 together here. It would have been nice if they took the time to actually do that. But I feel like everything else ended on a pretty good spot. You know what I mean? Like, I don't want everything to just like be clear and cut at the end and be like, now here's everything. Like now everybody's paired off in the end. Like I like that some things are kind of vague. Like whatever's going on with Ojiro is like still kind of unclear.
Alice.
Alice gets her own little arc to go on. She gets her own little character arc going on after this in the background. Like I think it's pretty good. I think it uses the shonen stuff pretty well about like using fighting as a metaphor for like working through things, and it also works through things like characters talk to each other. There's good drama in this, and there's good fighting in this. It's great. This is the best sport ever.
we did establish that. Oh god, yeah.
So I'm pretty high on this. Like I think this is like an 8.
Okay, nice.
You know
Yeah,
what I mean?
I mean, I enjoyed it. I think it's just not one that I'm going to be like, oh, I really feel like watching that again. You know, like some series you're like, oh, I just have like a hankering to rewatch it because I love it so much. I don't know that this is one of those series, but I'm glad that we picked it. It seemed like a good.
This doesn't have like a
starting point for us.
Yeah, I feel like this is missing like a really cool element. Like there's some cool element missing from this that like latches me and that like I can think about later on. You know what I mean?
I mean, it is only one season as well, so you don't want to get too attached because it's over. It's over.
But like, you know what I mean? Like high concept wise, I mean, like it plays in the space that it wants to, and it accomplishes what it wants to, and I think that's pretty solid.
Yeah, I need to get my hands on the manga, I guess, and then I can see because apparently it's different. So I'd like to see what happens in that. That'd be nice to know and compare.
Maybe one of us will know. Maybe one of us has the manga already.
Not yet. Maybe soon.
Maybe it arrived today.
Okay. Ooh, exciting. Maybe I'll just binge read that. Sweet. Yeah. So our first series under our belt. We're like reputable. We committed. Full steam ahead. Shoujo.
Nothing's as reputable like us declaring it ourselves.
Well, I think pretty highly of my opinion, so.
Okay, yeah. I believe it in my heart of hearts. That we are committed to watching shows and then talking about it. Speaking of watching shows and talking about it, what are we going to watch next?
What's
our next show?
It's a shoujo. Can you believe it? On shoujo.
Wow.
Watching a shoujo.
Can't believe it. It's going to be so different.
Like totally like what you think of shoujo. Slice of life, school life, romance. Oh God, cute boys.
I just think of sword fights and
no girls love, unfortunately, in this one.
Come on.
Or as far as I've seen.
Why are we even here?
Should that be a secondary? We just do like girl Yuri anime podcast?
No, I don't want to do Yuri anime.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, that gets into some other kind of territory. It's a little show called Kimi ni Todoke, which originally the anime came out in 2011, I believe, and there was 2 seasons. And excitingly, a 3rd season was recently announced. It was coming out in August of this year, 2024, according to Joe, my very reliable source.
Yeah. Hey, what does Kimi ni Todoke translate to?
I think it's from me to you. Nope. Yes. Okay. I was gonna say. Yes, but I have the first 2 volumes of the manga, and even the English translated manga says Kimi ni Todoke, so I feel like I'm gonna stick with that, unless we're struggling to say that. Oh, okay, yeah,
that's what it is.
So I can give you a little plot. This is off Wikipedia, crediting Wikipedia. cover ourselves. So Kimi ni Todoke. The story takes place in Hokkaido. Oh, I didn't realize that. So that's like country area,
Wait, okay.
like super north of Japan.
Yeah, it's the northern part. It gets cold there.
Yeah. 15-year-old high school freshman Sawako Kurunuma Sawako, dubbed Sadako by her classmate. Kuranuma. Okay, yeah, that sounds right. Sawako dubbed Sadako by her classmates for her resemblance to the character from The Ring, which is a horror movie for anyone who hasn't seen it. Has always been feared and misunderstood because of her appearance, which is essentially just like long black hair with bangs obscuring her eyes. However, despite her ominous appearance, she is actually a sweet and unassuming girl who only longs to be helpful. She has been shunned for so long that the idea of making friends has become foreign to her. When a popular boy, Kazehaya, begins talking with her, everything changes. She finds herself in a new world, making new friends and talking to different people, and she can't thank Kazehaya enough for giving her these opportunities. Slowly but surely, a sweet love blossoms between the two as they overcome circumstances and obstacles standing in their way. So that's like the plot, essentially. Well, I mean, not really. It's just the overview of what it's kind of about.
Here's my guess.
Oh, okay. What?
Within the first 5 episodes, there's a part where she has to crawl out of a well. Like the thing that happens in The Ring. Oh, we should watch The Ring as a bonus episode.
Oh my god, we should. Okay, we'll do that. Maybe there's a K-drama. I may watch that. Joe has, I guess, averse to the idea of K-drama. So maybe I'll give that a go, or at least watch the first. Yeah. But yeah, so there's like additional bonus potential. So we'll do the first 2 seasons, and then by the time we're done with those, the third one should start airing. But yeah, so after this, Kimi ni Todoke. So if you haven't watched it, totally recommend it. Watch it so that you're ready for the new season coming out. Yeah.
Watch it with us. Watch it week by week with us.
Yeah. So
you can actually watch this one.
Yes.
You can watch this one. It's streaming on Netflix. It's also on Hulu. It's also on Crunchyroll. It's also on Tubi.
It's on all of the things. Yes. So yeah. So this one, everyone can watch along.
Finally, something you can watch along with.
Yeah. So yeah, Joe, not as much pressure on you to be the sole source of information on this show.
I'm not the one of the 10 people in the world who's seen this show now.
Yeah. Yeah.
I can't watch this show.
So it's very, very exciting.
This is the part we do recommendations.
Okay. Well, super recommend this show called Kimi ni Todoke. Ta-da! No.
Wow.
Just kidding. I'm recommending a manga that is josei, technically. There might be a pinch of smut in there. It's not really super explicit, but it might be part of that. It's called Sweat and Soap, and it's about these 2 folks who work at the same like kind of cosmetic company, and the girl is like super anxious all the time, so she ends up sweating a lot and is super self-conscious about it, and like constantly changing out like pads under her armpits and stuff because she doesn't want to smell bad. But she like started working at the company because it like produces the soap that she loves because it helps her with all that. And then the guy works there, and he's the one who's like making these soaps that she loves so much. And so he kind of runs into her and is like, help me research new whatever scent things. And they kind of like, because he's kind of weird because he like smells everything because he's like developing aromas and stuff. So he's weird that way, and she's weird with the sweat. And they kind of, become an item, and they're super cute and awkward and funny. And it's a very charming show. I think it's 11 volumes, I believe. Yeah, that looks right. Yeah, super good. You can buy, they're selling not omnibus, but they sell like sets of the volumes in Barnes & Noble right now. So that's how I bought it. I just bought the first like 5 and then the last 6 volumes separately. But yeah, so that's my recommendation this week. What do you got, Joe? What amazing content are you going to recommend?
I'm going to recommend Infinity Train. Sure.
So
There's a cartoon called Infinity Train.
Okay.
It's been... Oh, shoot. I'm about to recommend something that's been removed from streaming.
Oh, no. Why?
This is one of the first things that got removed by HBO for like a tax write-off.
This is like one of your... Okay, I see.
Infinity Train is a animated TV series created by one of the like writers and storyboarders for Regular Show. It started in Cartoon Network and then was picked up by HBO at a certain point. Mm-hmm. There's 4 seasons. Each season's like its own independent story. It's about this. Each season like focuses on a different character that usually like makes a cameo in the previous series or like is kind of in the background.
Like Bridgerton.
In some way.
No, okay. You haven't seen that.
I'd never watched Bridgerton. And it takes place on this train, this infinite train, where that like forces its passengers to kind of address their underlying problems via interactions they have on the train. So this can be with specific cars they deal with. This can be with specific dissidents that they appear in the car, like, and they end up kind of working out their feelings about, you know, the things in their life by progressing through this train. It's incredibly good. Like, season 1's really good. Season 2 is like incredible to me, and then season 3 is also extremely interesting. Like, it's much more, it's one of these things where it's like, yeah, it's kind of like a kid's show, but it is kind of a more adult show, and some of the stuff that they're like actually dealing with, and a lot of the stuff that happens there. It's very cool. Nice. Each episode is like 11 minutes, and there's only 10 episodes per season, so like you can get through a whole season in like basically the length of like a long movie. It's very good. However, it is currently removed from HBO Max.
Damn.
And digital. So, listen, we live in a time where maybe you should find ways to find things that aren't on streaming platforms.
Not that we would know anything about that.
Not that we would know anything about that, but also, you can't steal a thing that they don't sell. So, keep that in mind. Mm-hmm. Infinity Train, it rules. It's really good.
So you say Infinity Train, and then I immediately go to like Skatefinity, which is like...
Oh, Skate the Infinity?
Yeah, have you watched that? It's got pretty catchy opening.
I have watched that. It's pretty goofy.
Yeah, it's just another like pretty boys ensemble cast kind of show where they do a thing. But yeah, so that's that. We as you know, as a reward for us finishing a whole series, you should totally leave us a review if you haven't up to this point, now that you've seen us cover a show in its totality.
Yeah, so this next part where we start a show that people can watch, I think is where maybe we would be able to gain some fans that aren't just people we know. What are you talking about? Possibly.
Surely someone out there is listening that doesn't know one of us.
Will help us in this case, because it will help the algorithm make us available to people. As always, word of mouth is the best thing. We're going to cover a show that people maybe have watched before or have some history with. Maybe they're excited for a new season coming out and they want to revisit it. Mm-hmm. So if you think you know anybody like that, maybe send them our way.
Yeah. If you have any questions about our coverage of Angelic Layer, or like excited to share your thoughts on Kimi ni Chidoke, you can send that to shoujopod@gmail.com, because I'm the only one checking those, so no spoilers will be revealed to Joe in his fresh take of that sweet, sweet show that I can't wait to just like clutch my chest and sigh with like, oh God, why can't life be this sweet? It's so good. It's so good.
Yeah.
Oh man, this will be interesting to see. Just the transition. I'm going to be the sap. You're going to be like, oh, I wouldn't.
You don't know what I'm going to be.
What kind of girl is impressed by that? That's
maybe
right.
Maybe I will be impressed by it.
Oh, okay. Ooh, exciting. No, this one's actually pretty good. This is like not, because there's like, this was popular in 2007. Looking back, it's like, oh dear, that main protagonist boy is very problematic. And why did we all think that was, romantic back then when we were 12? But I don't think this is the case for that one. This one's just so sweet. I could die from how sweet it is.
Well, if you were worried that we were done with Angelic Layer, we're not totally done yet.
Ooh. Ooh.
We will be having one final bonus episode.
Last hurrah.
Covering the Angelic Layer manga. I bought it, and I will read it, and I'll talk about where it differs from the anime, apparently.
I'm excited to learn that. Yeah.
We'll go through some other stuff, too.
Yeah, maybe just more in-depth, like...
As like a final send-off.
Any last nuggets of wisdom from Angelic Layer we can share with people?
No, I think that's pretty good.
No, don't forget to
listen. You might want to have a conversation that covers the course of 7 years where you didn't talk to somebody, or you could just have a cool fight with them.
Mm-hmm.
Have you considered having a cool fight instead of talking through things?
If only the other party would agree, am I right? Like,
right? Just fight it out, you know?
That's right. Thank you for joining us in our first series journey, and we're excited for the many more to come in the future.
Let's go. Starting. We got one show under our belt. We're ready for the next one.
We're right.
Be good at this.
Here
on out.
Okay, so we were bad up to this point.
Well, I mean, we got started. You know, we
fumbling our way through.
Got our initial. We got our sea legs now.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
I hear ya. Sweet.
Yeah.
Cool.
So remember, everybody, you can just be selfish. Just be more selfish.
Yeah.
You don't have to, you could just, bother your mom. Who cares?
That's right.
Just be selfish.
That's my life motto.
Yeah.
Care only about yourself.
Angelic Layer, be selfish. Woohoo!
Yeah. All right, folks. God. Till next time. Bye.
Bye.
Oh, come on! Okay, go. Go!
Just Sam, get warmed up.
Me. I did choir in 6th grade. Was it do, re, fa, la, ti, do or something? She sells seashells by the seashore. This is gonna be good. See, this could be a little ending. Snippet.
For sure, you were gonna do doe a deer, a female deer when you said that, not the chromatic scale or whatever.
I don't. I was like, are you really I'm not familiar with. I feel like I've heard of
it. The Sound of Music?
No, I haven't seen that.
You haven't seen The Sound of Music?
No, isn't it like Nazis or something?
Well, yeah, I mean they're in them, but that's not what The Sound of Music is.
I'm not super into musicals.